Hi! Would you look at that? I'm actually making a goddamn video. Who would have thought about that? So, welcome to my brain. I've been having a lot of thoughts during quarantine. So basically, I've been having a lot of thoughts recently about what's happening around us, and just a lot of ideas going on in my head. I just want to get a couple things off my chest. It's not something that it's necessarily bad, but it's something that I want to talk about. But yeah, this is what we're doing.
So, I've been thinking a lot about what's been happening. Since we got into quarantine, I've had a lot of time to reflect, and it's an interesting moment in time that we are. And the more I think about it, it becomes stranger. And not in the sense that it's unnatural, it becomes stranger as in the sense of it shows a lot about us. In quarantine, I've kind of figured out a lot of things in my life. And it's a sad reality, but it is what it is.
The point that I'm trying to make is that we don't have a lot of options right now. We are trying our best at staying alive. That's the main thing that we're trying to do. And sometimes we don't have the chance to do that. Sometimes it's a lot harder to keep going. We have to believe in ourselves. That's the most important part. But yeah, I've spent a lot of nights sitting here, reflecting, trying my best to just be okay. Even though that sometimes it doesn't feel like it.
It's a very particular moment in time where a lot of people reveal themselves. And not only people that you know, it's people that you don't know. It is kind of a revelation of how us as human beings are in a moment of crisis. And it's a bit of a strange aspect to look at. It's very weird in a lot of ways, because we have such a standard, particular way that we look at the world, that as soon as something changes, everything goes to shit. So, what can we do? Well, keep your mind busy. That's the main thing that I've personally been doing. Just constantly been working on doing things to keep myself busy. I've taken this time in quarantine to make things that I haven't got the chance to. An example is I did a concert like a couple of weeks back. I think it was a week ago or a little bit over that. That was really just an incredible experience. I met some very cool and talented people. It was a moment in time when I found out that I found new people who I could, in some way, that could believe in me. That doesn't happen often.
I've been writing a lot. I finished a new script. For those of you who don't know, I write scripts. I write plays and films more than anything. I write songs as well. Basically, I am a writer that doesn't write books. I've written poetry, I've written songs, I've written plays. Poetry, multiple, plays, 2, songs, quite a few. Films, 1 until now, that you will get to see soon. I don't know when, but you will get to see it very soon. But yeah, I'm currently working on that right now. It's been put on hold because of me doing auditions and not having the time to just having to focus on getting the auditions to get into a good drama school so I can honestly go on and pursue my dream, which is kind of what I'm planning to do right now.
I did my auditions, which some went well, some didn't go as well as I wanted them to. But in the end, we did it. I am going to drama school this year. Well, this year, September. I don't know, with this whole coronavirus thing, I still have no idea what holds for the future, and it's scary to think about that. It's uncertain. We don't know what will happen. And to be honest, it is absolutely fucking terrifying. I think that the most interesting part of kind of trying to do drama, acting at all during a pandemic is that there is no idea, there is no certainty of what's going to happen. I mean, I still don't know what's going to happen when I go to drama school. I have literally no idea if it will be, the first weeks will be online or we will actually be able to go into the building. And there's so many questions that are left unanswered, and we will finally get an answer at the last minute, the minute to midnight. That's when we'll get an answer, but until then we have no idea. So, what do? We just try to keep our heads up. That is the best thing that we can do. If we don't keep our head up, we will return to a spiral of just chaos and fear, and we might go absolutely batshit crazy, which we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. But yeah.
In terms of not going insane while in quarantine, doing things helps. I've spent a lot of my life alone. Quite a long time. I've had intermediate moments where I'm not alone, thankfully, where I've got the chance to meet some of the closest friends that I'll ever make. Some friends that you will get to meet one day. And by one day, it will be at some point when we're not in quarantine. I've also taken up to learn guitar, which is the reason why my song was written on the guitar. Surprisingly, it was the first song that I ever wrote on guitar, and it was the first time that I actually got to play. I originally wrote it with only 5 strings, because I fucked up, and then I added more chords, and then the chords were more complicated than I realized, and it took me a long time to get it right so I can play it properly. I'm still working on writing something for the piano. I haven't got the chance to really do it because the keyboard that I have is absolute fucking shit, which is not fun because I have to write the score for the film. Yes, I am also writing the score for the film. I'm doing basically the whole film by myself, except, well, I have a couple people, the people in my house, helping me out on kind of filming it because I can't film the whole thing on my own. There's a little idea, a little something that I don't know if I'm going to hint it, but there's a little idea that I have right now that it's going to be so fucking cool when it's actually out. We hold
so much value onto something that we think will happen, and as soon as everything shatters, we become like a deer in headlights. We have no idea what to do, and we become still. And then everything goes into chaos, and that's what has happened. And we have to learn from this. It is crucial that we learn from this, because if we don't, I don't think we'll be able to keep going. I mean, humanity has been on a downward spiral for years now, but this might be a tipping point. Not just in terms of how we've treated the planet or how we treat each other, as a species, more than anything. Doesn't matter race, religion, doesn't fucking matter what the fuck you are. As a species, this is a crucial moment in time that will define us. We are living history. Not in some way, we are living a moment in history. I can imagine my children possibly learning about this entire fucking mess that we're in right now. And it's incredible and scary to think about. We lived through a moment in history, and we couldn't do anything about it. Most of us couldn't. It's the fact that we still don't know what will happen. There's still such a giant air of ambiguity in the air. It's a challenge to keep it going and have faith in it. But I try my best. I think my main philosophy is I'll try. I'll try my best to be good with people. I will try my best to be kind. I will try my best to be the best actor I can possibly be. I will try. A lot of people immediately say, don't try, do it. You can't do it unless you try. And that is something that important that people have to remember. You have to try so you can do it. If you don't try, you're not doing it. Another one of my philosophies, mostly, is be kind. Be kind to the people that you have around you, because you don't know what they might be going through. If the person has done you wrong and if they don't deserve it, still try to be kind, but keep your limits. There's people who will take advantage of that kindness and use it as a weapon against you. I know that far too well.
far, far too well. Also, try to keep a positive attitude even if shit looks horrible, because it's not easy to be happy, but you have to try. And sometimes you have to be sad, but you have to have a somewhat positive outlook on life.
I miss my friends, I miss going out. Even though I didn't do much for like going out, I literally went out at least for college, and then I would eventually do something while I was at college, and occasionally go out and do some shit with some of my friends. I am grateful for the friends that I have, and this has really given me a bigger perspective of why I enjoy people. I mean, this quarantine hasn't affected me as badly as a lot of people, because I spend a lot of my time on my own. Before I went to college, I didn't exactly have many friends, and I spent a long time on my own, with my own head and my family. And this is not that far from that. It's a lot, but the problem is that because I'm not the only one like this, it kind of amplifies a little bit of that feeling. It hasn't hit me as badly, but it's that aspect of just everyone is in the same boat as me, and most of us can't do anything about it, so it's kind of amplifying that effect. There's a little bit of a serenity. I live in a very secluded area. The area that I live in doesn't have many people, specifically because it's almost in the middle of nowhere. It's in London, but it's also outside London. It's a weird in-between area. To put into perspective, it's like living in between the Berlin Wall. So, for those of you who don't know this or have no interest, and are not a bunch of nerds like me, Berlin Wall had East Berlin and West Berlin, and there was a middle area. I'm in that middle area, and not in the sense that it's like a fucking no man's land. No, it's a sense that you're in and you're out at the same time. And when people ask me where the hell are you, it's like I just say I'm in London, because I am still in London. I'm still in like the grand area of London, but I'm not in the city, and I'm not in a very highly populated area. My point is, being in such a spacious area where I have a lot of fresh air, which I'm very much grateful for, and not enough people you get to see outside, it amplifies the isolation. Because you don't hear cars, because you don't hear people walking around, because you don't have the usual sound of high population. You don't hear sirens of police cars or ambulances. You don't hear almost anything, and this has been like this as soon as we moved. But just having the complete silence, and then the sound of the wind hitting the windows or thunder, which is kind of what's happening right now, it just amplifies the isolation. Honestly, the weather fits way too well for this. We're in the middle of basically the end of the world, and guess what? We have a bunch of thunder and lightning striking down, but why am I doing this? Honestly, it's not... I don't know. I feel that this is a way that I can show who I am. And it's funny because it's not an announcement video or an update video or an intro, because the only thing that I have right now is an update and an introduction. Which, great job, JP, you did a great fucking job of being an active YouTuber, which I'm not. I already stated that I will upload videos whenever the fuck I feel like it. I just made an introduction because I felt like, okay, I need to at least start the channel. I made an update because I left for like 3 months or 4 months, I have no idea. And then third, I am making a video about what's happening in my head during quarantine, which is at least an actual video. But why am I making this video? I genuinely have no idea. I think I'll be making another video where I will not talk about my head, which it's an interesting place. I have a couple things that about my brain that work particularly. One of them, which at least is the one thing I will tell you, is it works like in a film. I visualize things in a film-like format. I look at things as if it was whatever style of film happens, and that's because I grew up so much with film. It influenced a lot of how I visualize everything. An example is, why am I filming the video like this? Well, it's because it felt like an intimate conversation. It is, I will tell you this immediately. You have this, which is framing the shot, making it even more narrow, having this being a little bit of an extra, and having just the white kind of blend in to make it into a frame. The color just to add a bit of a pop, and me looking directly at you. It feels like an intimate conversation that I'm having with you. And that's how my brain works. If I'm looking at a memory, or I'm looking at how something will look like, I look at it like something like this. What you're looking at right now is similar to what my brain sees.
God, it is windy and it's cold. But, yeah. In conclusion, I think the point of this is just, I don't know. Being completely honest, I still have no idea what this channel will be and what it is, why I made it. But I made it. And I think it was a way to show myself. Truly as a person, really show myself. And I think that's why I made this. But, yeah, I will hopefully see you at some point. I don't know. I'm working on the film right now, so probably the next thing that you'll probably see me will be something film related. Either the film itself or something film related. That is what I mean about that. But yeah. Hope you're all doing good. Take care of yourselves. And as always, I'll see you in a bit.